Alfred Okello comes from Amuru district in northern Uganda, a region that suffered 20 years of brutal civil war. The rebels came and abducted most of the men in his village, amongst them his father.
When he was 6 months old, his father was killed. When he was 2, the rebels came again. His older brother saved him, but his mother was cut and beaten to death.
At the age of 16, he was the one who was abducted. He was taken to the bush where teenagers were forced to steal food from villages. Despite the fact that the newly abducted teenagers were heavily guarded, Alfred managed to escape.
During the war, all villagers were transferred to camps for internally displaced persons. There, he met Helen, who became his wife, and soon they had their first daughter.
It was around these happy months that Alfred Okello lost his sight and became fully blind.
At the end of the war, some people wanted to return to their homes.
One of Alfred's brothers took him to his village, far away in the wilderness. They left Alfred in the bush to die.
Luckily, a man found him and informed his wife. It was raining heavily when his wife came all the way, carrying their daughter on her back to rescue him.
See, I'm alive and happy. But many of the blind people in northern Uganda are not in the mood to dance. But why is that? Because the people in northern Uganda do not believe in the value of the blind and disabled people. This was shown in the 20 years of brutal civil war, where the family were on run. The blind and disabled were left behind. Until today, we do face discrimination. When I'm walking on the street, children run after me and they said, "See, blind, blind." Some people, they think if they touch my body or they greet me, my blindness will transfer to them. Therefore, access to education is a huge challenge. When I became blind, I joined school, but the teachers do not know what to do for me. Even I lack braille equipment. Later, I dropped out from school. For the few blind people who they finish study, they do not have job. Since in northern Uganda, I know only one organization which gives vocational training to the blind adult people. That is Hype Uganda Limited. Ojok Simon is one of the kanthari graduates who train the blind adult people in beekeeping and agriculture. And I was one of them. He trained me and he believed in me. He brought me to kanthari. At kanthari, I developed my own personal dream from the combination of Hype Uganda Limited and Braille Without Border, Tibet. I hope some of you might have heard about it. My organization, Otet Uganda, is in my local language, which means firefly. We help blind children and teenagers to be fully prepared before enter into a mainstream education. After they come back from the mainstream school to our center, we give them additional skill such as computer training, mobility and orientation, animal husbandry, music, basket weaving, and many others. In order to make them to create their own job after they have finished study, to be independent. I would like to welcome you to our center, Otet, Uganda, Firefly. Look at my right-hand side. We have computer rooms where some of the blind children are typing using computer, using a speech sensitizer. And the next door, behind, we have other students are learning music instruments, how to play music instruments. To my left-hand side, we have basket weaving room, where some of the blind children are learning how to do basket weaving and knitting. Let me take you out to our garden. Here is our garden. Here is a papaya tree. Look up. We have one of the blind kids hanging up, harvesting the fruits. Under it is a compost, but it smells a bit. So it's being compiled by our blind student. The next other side, we have our beehives hanging up over the mango tree, surrounded by a beautiful flower garden. Uganda is called the Pearl of Africa. This means the outsider admire my country because of the opportunity we have, but also known for a brutal civil war. All this affect the blind and disabled people. Regarding to people with disability, we do have 4 representatives in the parliament, but none of them is blind. This means we, the blind people in Ugandan society, we are not valuable in the Ugandan society. This can be changed when the blind people start receiving a good education. They can become journalists, politicians, farmer, entrepreneur, even lawyer. I call my dream Otet, as I told you, which means firefly. I would like, just like a firefly which glow in the dark, my blind student will bring a spark in the Ugandan society. Thank you.